Hey everyone, Josh here from JDA Films Productions, and welcome to my review of Jurassic World Dominion, which was directed by Colin Trevorrow and it was released earlier on this year, 2022. Colin Trevorrow also directed the first Jurassic World film. The story is set 4 years after the previous film. The dinosaurs now roam within our habitat. The main characters, Owen, Claire and Maisie, are in seclusion. The raptor that Owen trained, Blue, her offspring has been kidnapped by a new genetical engineering company called Biosyn, who are creating a new park for dinosaurs. Owen, Claire and Maisie set out to get her back. Also, the three main characters from the first Jurassic Park film return and set out to expose Biosyn's schemes at the same time. Now before I start this review, I'd like to mention that Jurassic Park is a favourite that my family and I share. It's a mesmerising film, and it still holds up today, and it remains the best out of the series. With its sequel, The Lost World, I really like it despite its flaws. I feel it's highly underrated, and it's my second favourite out of the series. Jurassic Park 3 was a huge drop in comparison to the other two, but I couldn't help but have fun with it. Jurassic World I really enjoyed. I felt it highly respected its source material whilst adding a modern touch to it. Yes, it did copy a lot of scenes from the previous films, but yet I felt it was still enjoyable. Its sequel, Fallen Kingdom, was one of the worst films I've ever seen. It was abysmal, and I felt it highly disrespected its source material. Jurassic World Dominion, now I felt it was a bit better than Fallen Kingdom, but still not great. Okay, yes, it had somewhat of a better plot than Fallen Kingdom, but the biggest problem was there were so many subplots that felt way too rushed and were just crammed in. It actually felt like it should have been made into a mini-series, not a feature film. To be honest, one or two of those subplots were okay. For example, the black market for dinosaur fighting, that was okay, but there was no time to really get into it. Again, it felt way too rushed. The main subplot is about the genetically engineered locusts that are now feeding on human crops. That was completely ludicrous, and it even overshadows the dinosaurs, which was infuriating. Jurassic Park was supposed to be about the dinosaurs, not locusts. And in the other ridiculous subplot, we've got a new genetically engineering company called Biosyn, which is a complete rip-off of InGen, making another Jurassic Park. Oh, how original! Now for the characters, it was great to see Owen and Claire again. I got on with them from Jurassic World. But I felt in this one, Chris Pratt's performance was half-arsed. It kind of seems that he read the script, thought it was bad, and literally just went, oh, alright then, how much? Maisie, played by Isabella Sermon, played the part very well, but I'm not a fan of her character. She's way too whiny. Her backstory was explained in the previous film where she turns out to be a clone, and it goes more in depth in this one, which was utterly laughable. The best part of this film was seeing the three original characters again. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern, and Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum. They fitted back into their parts very well, and they looked like they had an absolute blast in making this film. But what ruins these characters, old and new, is the script writing. The writing was awful. Ideas were stolen from the original films, for example, making another Jurassic Park, and the dialogue sounded just ridiculous. The biggest writing flaw was at the end of the film when humans thought that they can coexist with dinosaurs harmoniously. The previous films continuously proved that it was just impossible for that to happen. I mean, come on, we've had incidences at Isla Nublar twice, and Isla Sorna twice, including a T-Rex attack in San Diego in The Lost World. How can all of this be ignored? It just made the previous films pointless. The second biggest writing flaw was adding Dodson as the main villain of Biosyn. Dodson, out of all characters! He was a minuscule character from the first Jurassic Park film and was never shown or spoken about until now. Talk about scraping from the bottom of the barrel. It's a huge shame, because I really like the actor Campbell Scott who plays him, but his performance in this had less emotions than a plank of wood. Now for the dinosaur scenes, when they showed up, I couldn't help but have some fun with. They still looked great and the chase scenes were pretty decent, However, all these scenes just came across as meaningless because of all the flaws that surround them, which was a huge disappointment. So yeah, overall, I didn't like this film. I was massively disappointed, so I'll just be sticking with the previous ones. However, if you're interested in seeing it, by all means go for it. You might have a great time with it and think differently from me. If you haven't seen the previous films, I again fully recommend the first Jurassic Park. It is incredible. So there you have it. There's my review of Jurassic World Dominion. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you soon.